Hey everyone, welcome to Code with NM. If you are new here, hit subscribe and the bell icon because this is day one of a full SQL course built specifically for people who want to be data analysts. No prior coding experience needed. We are starting from absolute zero. So people, those who have joining this live, just drop a thumbs up if you are new to SQL, and today we are going to write your first SQL query. So I am Nilesh Maurya, software engineer, a founder of Code with NM and your educator. And in this live from today, we are starting SQL for data analyst. And of course, I've already done a complete playlist on data analyst from scratch in Python, and there I've also done in a Jupyter notebook. So make sure you go through this playlist, and you can find this playlist on Code with NM playlist, and that you will find all those videos on Python, on Jupyter notebook, on Power BI, how to clean the data, how to remove the anomalies, how to do the prediction, the analysis on those datas, and how to create your own dashboard. Simply means how to convert that numerical data into a beautiful charts and dashboards. So make sure you go through this playlist and start your data analyst journey. Okay, before we touch SQL, let's understand what problem it's even solve. So let's take an raw data. What is raw data? It's nothing but a customer name, an order, an amount for that order, a date. Now, what does a database does? Database is organized place to store that data like a digital filing cabinet, not a messy Excel sheet scattered across 10 files. Okay, so let's take an example. Think of a database like an Excel workbook, a table in a sheet, a row in one entry. A column is one field like name or salary. SQL or SQL is just the language we use to ask question to that Excel workbook, but way more powerful and built for millions of rows. So first thing first, why SQL matters for data analysts? And this is very much important on, in terms of career point of perspective. So first thing first, every company, big or small, store its data in a database. Either can the data of sales, users, transaction, logs, and more. A data analyst job is to pull the right data and answer the business questions. And where they are pulling this data is from SQL, SQL, or databases. So SQL is asked in almost every data analyst job description and interview. Unlike Excel, SQL can handle millions of rows instantly. It's the foundation for later tool too. Power BI, Tabular, Python, Pandas all connect back to SQL because the SQL is the only place your data is resting or you're storing the data. Okay, now let's jump onto today's roadmap, and this is the complete roadmap for the SQL. for the full course for SQL for data analysts. So first thing first, we will be seeing in phase 1 the foundation, which we will be seeing nothing but DBMS, RDBMS, select, where, order by, and what are this called? We will be seeing in this live. The next live, these phases are nothing but the live I am going to do. So this all SQL will be completed in 8 lives. So in second live, I will be covering filtering and aggregation. Yes, the full form of SQL is structure query language. You're correct. And the third live will be join in relation, and in below I've already shown you what type of functions or query I will be teaching you. Phase 4 means live 4 will be subqueries and CTEs. Phase 5 nothing but the live 5 will be window functions. Live 6 will be data manipulation. Live 7 will be advanced SQL. At the end we will be doing a capstone project in SQL. So hope this roadmap, the complete roadmap, is clear and how it is divided. And today we are starting with the phase 1, which is nothing but we will be learning about what is DBMS, what is RDBMS, what is select, what is where, and what is order by. So let's start with one by one. First thing first, which is nothing but what is DBMS. So DBMS, simply the full form of DBMS is nothing but database management system. Okay, so here in this slide I've already covered the data part. Now we are on the third part, because I've already covered what is database. It's nothing but like an Excel sheet, but much more organized and advanced, because it can handle millions of data instantly. So let's understand the third point, which is much more important. We understand what is data, we understand what is database. Now let's understand what is DBMS, database management system. It is nothing but the software that lets you store, retrieve, and manage that data. Softwares like, for example, MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle, and more. Okay, there are ample of software out there, but I'm naming few. So I hope you understand what is DBMS. It's nothing but a management system, a software that lets you store, retrieve, and manage particular data. Now what is RDBMS? The fourth point. RDBMS is nothing but relational database management system, which is a database that store data in tables, which is nothing but rows and columns that can be linked or related to each other. That is nothing but relational database management system. Okay, I hope up till now everything is clear, because in this live we will be also seeing how to install MySQL, because I'm going with MySQL DB, which is database. So let's get our hands dirty. I will walk you through installing MySQL, and I've already done in my system. So there are certain things and for certain forms we need to fill it up. So if you are watching this later, just follow my instructions and you can also install the SQL into your system. So let's start it. So this is the link. Let me share this in the live chat, and also I will be providing this link in the comment section once this video will be offline. Okay, so this is a link, and once you open it, you need to log in or register yourself first. So first sign up, and you can sign up by, there is a form you need to fill up, that Oracle form. I've installed SQL Workbench. Yeah, it's fine, it's okay, no worries. So there are two ways to do it. You can install the Workbench, or you can do it through the installer. If you are doing through the community I am showing, so community will have two things. First, the installer, and also the workbench, because we can access the SQL via two ways. First, the workbench, which is nothing but the GUI of the SQL, and the next thing is the interface. So make sure, if you are installing MySQL or MongoDB or VS Studio, there's a tip of the day. You always make sure to download it through community. So by default, it will download and install all the necessary tools. Understood? Okay. So once you open this page, open the URL, you will need to ask two things. If you already have your account, they will ask you to sign in. If not, you need to sign up. While time of sign up, you will need to fill a form. The form will consist of many things. First thing first, your first name and last name. Second, are you a developer or a student, for what you are trying to download the SQL, and this type of certain question, your address, your phone number, and your email. That's why I am not able to do it over here. That's the issue, because phone number and email and other things I have provided, so live I cannot hide it. So once you fill up that form, then you need to download this first one, and according to your system you can download it. I have downloaded the first one. Once you download it, there will be a setup. You need to double click on it, and once the setup is there, it's simply just, let me open the setup first. Give me a second, there is someone on my door. Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience caused. Yeah, so we were on installing SQL. Okay, I won't do it because I've already have installed the SQL, so I will be showing you. So if you see, I've already installed and it shows me which version I have downloaded. But in your case, it will be just next, 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 and select all the things and just do the next, next, next. This type of dialog box will be open in front of you. Okay, just hit the next, 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 and then it will be taking, I think, hardly 2 to 3 minutes. And depending on the system, it can be much more faster or slower. So once you install it, it will ask you. This is the most important step. If you do it randomly, then your SQL is gone. So after doing multiple next and it install everything, it will ask you to provide password. It will ask you to provide password. And once you provide that password, you need to remember it, because that password is much more important to access your SQL later on. Okay. So make sure you jot down that password or remember it. And once you provide the password, you hit next and connect to SQL, and then your setup is done. Hope this is clear. Once this is done, you can open this MySQL. and this UI in front of you. Okay, let me hide my face. I think it is coming in between. Yeah. So now it says MySQL connection. You need to click on this, and how this is. So now let's click on this local instance, and once you click it, you can see connect to my SQL server, and it is asking for the password. So now you need to enter the password what you have said while time of installation. And once you set it, you can say save the password in the world, so again and again you don't need to do it. And now once you have successfully entered the password, you will see this type of interface. Okay, so the people those who are doing with me, and I think Saurav has already installed the SQL Workbench. You can open your Workbench over here and give me a thumbs up in the chat if you already done it. Okay, so now let's move on to the PPT. Okay, so this is how a table, which is nothing but in SQL it is called a schema, look like. So it is a dummy data itself. Of course, this is an employee ID, first name, department, and salary, and these are columns. It's nothing but they are columns. And here this is rows. And if you see this column field, the blue part is the, I think you all know, this vertical part is column and this horizontal part is row. Okay. So now let's jump onto the queries, and let's start with the first query itself. Now, what is query? So query is nothing but the few lines of codes, you can say, we write and execute to control the SQL or to communicate with SQL, MySQL software, because that is our database management system. That is a software, and to connect, like we are communicating in English, we are two human beings, so we need a medium of a language. Like in some way you learn Python or C, that is a medium to connect with that programming language. Same way, the query is nothing but to connect with our, to communicate with our database management system. In our case, it's MySQL. Okay, so we have done the installation part, and let's start with creating our first database. Okay, so the step one is to create a DB. It's nothing but create DB. Second step is to select that DB, and I will be showing and executing everything, but let's understand the command first. And the third is to create a first table. So understand this. In database management system, we need to create a database, which is nothing but with the help of command create a database, and company name is my database name. You can name whatever you want. So the command is create database. The command is create database, and this is the database name. So this can, whatever you want to name it, you can name it. Understood? The second, once you created the database, what you can do, you need to select that database. To select it, we need to use the use command itself, and we need to use and our db name. See, it is exactly the same. And then we need to create the schemas, which is nothing but table in our database, because this MySQL database is the combination of rows and columns, which is nothing but table itself. Okay, I hope you all got this. So there is a comment in the chat. Hello sir, is the SQL session enough for any data domain like DAD and etc.? Any suggestion how to prep like a lead code style for interview? Of course, see, there is no special preparation for lead code, or else if you saw my very old video of I think hacker rank, there is nothing like a preparation of it. If you know the logic, if you have a very good control or command on any of the programming language, like I have on C, C++, Java and Python, and I know the logic is strong and I understand what they are asking me to solve, then ultimately you can create and solve that question. So there is no preparation, something like this. First you know the syntax, then you solve the problem. Any English written statement, you can solve it. For that you need to know the data structure, of course. And yes, this, if you follow this SQL session, all that 8 live videos I've talked about already, the roadmap, if you learn all this, this is not only for the data analyst, you will be knowing SQL to its best, because I am covering from basic to advanced to capstone project. Hope that answers your question, Sandy. Okay, let's create. And I was talking about the workbench and the terminal. Let me show you the terminal. This is the terminal. So people, those who are interested in doing this with the terminal, you can run the same command, you can type the same command here in the terminal, or else those who are comfortable with working with the GUI, I think many of you will work with workbench only, so you need to type here. So here on the left side you can see your DB and other things. So, and here are the shortcuts to create the schema. See, it says schema, which is nothing but the DB. So you can create with the click of this buttons, but let's do with the command. Okay. So the command is nothing but create database is the command, and company underscore DB is company name. And then how to execute it, you can see there are many buttons over here. If I can zoom in those buttons, I think that zooming is just not possible. So there are many buttons over here. I'm talking about this part, and it says query 1 here. So here it says execute the selected portion of the script, means if I click on this, it will execute the selected portion of this. The second is execute the statement under the keyboard cursor, which is nothing but this only. So they both do the same. You can execute either of the one. If you want to execute the first one, understand what first one does. First one will execute everything. For example, if I select click on this execute the portion of the script and everything. So let's hit on this and let's see our DB has been created or not. And of course, if there is error, if there is any error, let me show you that. If this is visible, okay, this is not zooming it. So here, let me highlight it with the red color. This is the terminal output. This is the terminal output. It has the duration, means time. And this first thing is, it says created database and with the same name what we have given. Okay, and it says one row affected. I'll leave that part right now. Okay, now where to find a DB has been created or not? Can we see in the UI? And of course, I've seen few of you already just commented that you already installed the workbench, so I'm assuming that you all already have worked with it. So now this is a question for you, where I can see my DB here. if I want to see my DB which is being created, where I can see. And for others, I will tell you in few seconds. Okay, let me show you where it is. So here, if you see, this is administration, and the second part is schemas. The second part is schema. Let's click on that part. I've highlighted it. Let's click on that part. Once you clicked on that part, you can see three by default created databases. Three, which is already given by SQL. And let's maximize them. If this can be okay. I've just maximized all the three, and you can see it stores four things. Let's see one by one, and all those have all those four things. First is table, second is view, third is store procedure, and the last one is function. Okay, each and every DB stores all those four. But my question again, if we have created our database and it says in the output that it has been created it successfully, where that is? It's question to the live chat. I will wait for a few seconds. Okay, if you are not sure that where our newly created DB is, so can you see this refresh button? There is a refresh button over there, very small. I have highlighted this here. It is here. It is here. So let's click this first, and once you clicked it, see the first thing that appeared over here is company DB itself, which we have created successfully. Understood where to find it? Am I going very slow? Because I know many of you will be or might be using this SQL and MySQL Workbench first time. Okay, now this is done. Let's now remove this query. This is not required, and let's select our company DB. Let's select our company DB. So to select it, let's use the command, which is nothing but use company DB. Okay, and let's execute it. Once you execute it, it says company DB selected. Now how? Yes, it showed up after clicking on refresh button. Now how I know my DB is selected out of 4? So if you see carefully, this all three are DB and RDB is in bold color, which is extra dark compared to other three. This is how you know that this query we have executed, and the output is in green if you see, and my DB is been selected. And this is very basic but very important, because if you start running and executing your queries and your DB is not being selected, you will be facing error, and you will be spending much more time to fix it. Understood? Hope it is clear. Okay, let's start with creating a table, which is nothing but schema. So you can see this is our table. There is a table inside company DB, but that table is empty. There is nothing inside it because we haven't created anything. So let's execute this command, which is nothing but create table, and DB name is company DB. So my table name will be employees, and inside employees I will be having employee ID, first name, their last name, their department, their salary, and their hiring date. So let's execute this query, and I will be sharing the same query in the live chat, so those who are doing it with me can copy paste it from there. Okay, once it is done, let's execute it, and you can see it says here, it says create table employee. Understood? And of course, now if you go and refresh it here from the UI, right now our table doesn't have any drop down icon or anything else. Let's refresh it and you can see there is an icon generated. And if you expand it, if you expand the table inside our company DB, you can see the employees table. And if you expand that employees table, you can see the column, index, foreign key, trigger, and other things. I'm not going into the technical stuffs right away. Up till now, if it's clear. Okay. If it is clear, give me a thumbs up in the chat and then we continue with other things. Okay. I can see many thumbs up in the chat. So let's understand few things first. First was the create database. That makes a new DB itself. Use command is used to select that DB, use that DB. This is the create table. This command is used to create the column structure. This is a column structure. What is column? This EMP ID is the column name. Means just imagine this is a table, and inside table we need to create the columns. Once your column has been created and you start filling those columns, ultimately rows will be created. Let me just draw this. For example, EMP ID is my one column, first name is my second column, last name is a third column, department is my fourth column, salary is my fifth column, and hire date is a sixth column. Understood? This is my column. Now if I start filling it with data, this random data I'm filling it up, you can see it is taking the shape of a table. Now this is row 1, this is row 2, and this all are columns. So this is how create table help us to create column names plus data type, because the data we need to fill in should be have an actual type of it. For example, if you want to fill the textual data, you want to fill a decimal data, which is nothing but a float in programming world, you need to fill the integer data. So everything should have a proper type of it. So EMP ID will purely an int. Primary key I will be explaining you in few minutes. First name, which is where. So where is nothing but the string, a textual data in programming language, but here in SQL in database it is a where. Can you share me the error what is there in the terminal? So here in first name where, now what is 50? Where you understand, okay, you're using where for the string or text part. What is 50? I'm saying that create a where, this first name type will be where, which is nothing but string, and it can hold up till 50 characters or 50 letters. Okay. Okay, there is Saurav in the chat is saying it is facing creating a table error. It gives me an error that it's saying that creating or create is not a valid position. So make sure you are running your query inside here in query 1, of course, and also make sure you haven't clicked twice on this. So clicking twice on this will be creating your table once, and then it will execute that query second time and try to create your uh, table second time. And of course format this. This is very much important, the format of this. If you are copying from the live chat, let me do the same over here. See, it will be in this way. Yes, it will be in this way. The format is also important. You need to hit enter and a tab space, nothing but a tab space after that. See, what is the difference? There is one guy in the chat asking me what is the difference between a database and a spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is nothing but the Excel. Spreadsheet is nothing but the Excel. Excel sheet is known as spreadsheet. It can also hold the millions of data, but can you do many things at the same time on that Excel? soon enough your Excel will start lagging or hanging, your system also. But in database you can store same data, of course with all its data type and everything, and the millions and millions of data can be retrieved and we can perform ample of things at that same time. Hope this answers your question. So hope you all understand what is varchar. So this all are the string format, that's why I'm having it in the this format. And next, the salary. Salary is an int, simple, it is a number. You can also have it in the float, and higher date is the format of date itself. You have Okay, I've seen your screenshot on the Discord. Can you try one thing at a time? While first create your DB. If it is successful created, you select that DB. Once that is selected, then try to create the table. Okay, so I hope you all understand what is date, int, varchar. Now let's understand what is primary key over here. So primary key is uniquely identifying each row. Means it won't allow any duplicate entry. Why? For example, your university seat number, your school roll number. Uh, Nobody has a same roll number. So okay, you have a 15, I cannot have 15. Either I can have 14, 16, but I cannot have 15 roll number. So it should be unique. It should be unique for each and everyone. Name can be same, salary can be same, joining date can be same, last name, first name can also be same, but employee ID cannot be same. That's why we need to make it unique in our DB while time of storing it. That's why to make it unique, we use primary key to avoid duplication. Understood? Up till now, it is clear for everyone. And for Saurav, you are facing the error. Did you executed it in the way I told you? Give me a thumbs up till now if everything is clear. Okay, now we have created the column. If you see on the left side here in the UI, you can see the employee ID, the first name, the last name, and everything over here. Okay, you can see everything over here. I cannot zoom in because of the snapshot. So that is the issue, but I've just highlighted where you can see all this. Yeah, sort of, that's what I am saying to you. Remove your first two line code and only execute in the way I have done it from create table itself. You are having create DB, then you have use DB on first two line, and then from line number 3 you're having this. And of course you can see you're using the create DB in a small and then create table in caps. So why to see, this is where beginners always complicate stuffs. Why can't you do it one thing at a time? Why we are in hurry? Nobody is saying that tomorrow I want to be in software engineer. No, do it one thing at a time. Na, do create table. Okay, first create DB. Okay, check DB is created. Perfect, DB is created. Then remove that code. Then use and select your DB. So selecting means use command. Use and your DB name. Execute that and check if that part is highlighted or not. Then it is done. Remove that code and then have this code. First learn the tools and master over it, then you can have everything in one place and do whatever you want. Because first we learn how to ride, then we shine. Riding the bike, I'm talking about riding the bike. Once you know how to control the bike, brake, acceleration, gear, everything, then you do wheelie and everything. But before that, be patient, be humble, and learn step by step, or else you will be encountering error, and you will be facing such type of error. I'm not saying that SQL is case sensitive or other things, but I'm saying you're trying to execute many things at the same time. So we cannot narrow down the problem. What is the real issue you're facing over there? So once you try to execute step by step, you only yourself will identify what is the real issue over there. Okay. Okay, let's jump onto the next part, which is nothing but we have successfully created the table, but it is an empty table. Let's enter certain values, certain demo values to it. Okay, so let me remove this code, and to insert value here, the query is a bit big. So let me type it. So insert query is nothing but, sorry, okay, my bad. It's insert into, okay, this is the query. I will also share this query in the chat. Let me zoom on a bit. Let's understand this first. Insert into employees. Our table name is employees, and what we are trying to do, we are trying to insert something or some values in our table. So first thing first, this is very much important, how you insert value in the DB. First thing first, we have employee ID. We have created the column in this way only. So first thing first was the employee ID I have created, then first name, then last name, then department, then salary, then hire date. Done. Then we need to add those value, because we have selected our table and then the table columns in the way we have created it, and then we are saying now we are going to give you values, we are going to add values. So this is important, values. And then in parenthesis, if you are trying to add more than one, then use comma and then parenthesis again and again, or else if it is one only, instead of comma you need to have semicolon, like on the last line I have done it. Okay, this was a basic general knowledge. So first thing first, first is EMPID, which is employee ID. Second is the first name. See, I am matching each and everything as per the column. The second is Sharma. The department is sales. The salary is 45,000, and this is the joining date. The second for the employee ID, Priya Verma, department marketing, 52,000 salary, and nothing but the joining date. Understood? And if each and every data has been separated by comma and it is inside parenthesis. And if you are done, so I am adding 8 data into my table. After that, semicolon is important. If you have observed up till now, semicolon was most important thing at each of the query we have executed. For example, create database company name, semicolon, use RDB name, semicolon, or we have created it. Okay, let's execute this. And it says insert into employees, and it is green, means we have successfully executed and added the value. Now, how to check we have all the values in our DB? This is important. So here is where the select statement comes into the picture, and select is the most used SQL keyword. You will type it hundreds of times. It simply means show me this data. Okay, so let's see our data which we have added. So the command is nothing but select star from employees. Employees is our table name, because the data is resting inside our table, so we need to select that table with its name. So in my case, it's employees. Star is nothing but select all, select everything. So what I am saying over here is select everything from employees and print it. Okay, let's execute this command, and you can see there is an error, and here is the error code. And this is, I've purposely done it because I think Saurav is also struggling here. If you see, Okay, let me click somewhere else. Yeah, here if you see, there is an red cross. This is when your SQL generates an error. Your query doesn't execute it well. Okay, and it says something employees, and here is the error code 1064. You have an error in SQL syntax. Check the manual and other things, blah 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 blah. If you have generated this error, you can also read at your end. Okay, up till now we are on the same page, because this was also important. If I am not generating any error in the workbench, you won't get it how to fix it, and what how the error is look like. So first thing first, I'm waiting on Saurav. Are we on the same page, Saurav? Up till now we are here, and others, those who are doing it live. And let me turn off my face cam. I think after generating many logs, this is the output log. This is known as output log. So my face will come in middle. Yes, 100%. Yeah, I got one confirmation. Others, I'm waiting for you all. I'm trying to fix the error, catch up in few minutes. I saw your screenshot. There is no big thing over here. You did you execute it removing first two lines? Let me know in the live chat. I'm seeing your error screenshot in Discord. And those who are doing it, if you are also facing an error and you already joined the Discord, you can share this with me. Okay. Yes. So what is the new error? Are you facing any new error or it is executed? Let me know. Meantime, let me fix this error. So it's simply I need to do this. And now let's see if any error comes up. Okay, let's try a few things. And let's execute this. And I've executed. And now you can see, okay, the value pop-ups and the output one is the green tick. And I'm not sure how it is visible on the screen, but I think you all can see the this rows and columns means in table like things. Okay. Okay, okay. Saurav says I've just removed the first two line and then paste the create table command, and also you need to format it. See, the issue was, understand it with this issue only. I was trying to execute everything in a single line, select star from employees, and that's why our SQL server was not understanding, or for it was too many things I'm doing at a same time. So this is a very common beginner mistakes we all do. That's why I purposely did it, and then this is the right way to do it, because SQL statement cannot understand many things in a single line. So first thing first, one command in a one line. One command means select, and then from is the other command. Use is the other command. Okay, create is other command. So that's why we need to do it in the multiple lines. Hope you got this. So try this sort of on your end. If you're trying to execute in a one go, make sure create table is in one line, and at the end you have the value. Make sure that value goes onto the other lines in that. Try in this way. Okay. Software engineering is nothing but try and an error, try an error, and then achieving the output. So understood why I am doing this on a true line, because SQL Server behind the scene, it is a this query is being executed by the SQL Server in MySQL Workbench software. So what the basic rule is, just give me one command in one line only. Done. And of course it generated the table with the data we have given. So this was the first query you all will always use in the real world. Now let's jump onto the second query. Okay. And the select star will give me all the data inside my DB, which is 1 to 8. Let's now select the specific column if I'm interested in. Here it's everything: ID, first name, last name, department, salary I had it. But if I'm only interested in the first name, last name, and department, so how to do it? So it's simple. Select, and again for the case sensitive, this is not a case sensitive. I just like to write my queries in all caps. You can also write all the queries in small. So I hope this answers your question, sort of. This is not a case sensitive software. Again, see, this should be on the next line. So what I'm saying is select. Initially we saw select star means select everything. Now I'm selecting with the help of column names. So column name was first name, last name, and department. And after selecting this three column name, from where? From our table. What is the table name? Employees is a table name. Now let's execute this. So if you see now in the output, I'm not sure how visible it is. And also, how can I zoom in this? If there is a way to zoom in, I try to. Okay. Okay, maybe offline I try to zoom this software, but it has come up with the name, first name, last name, and department only for all the 8 values. Done. This is how we work with specific columns. This is the column name, and providing the column name with the select command, and then we need to also provide the table name. So here from employees. Understood. Now if I want to rename the column name, for example, you made some mistake while time of creating the tables and table columns, you made some mistakes. For example, I want this F should be capital, I want this N should be capital in first name, and of course in salary I want it as a monthly salary. So how you can do it? Okay, so let me remove this code, and first thing first, we need to select the column, and of course then we will rename it. So to do it, the query is very simple. The query is this. Let me, okay, the query is select first name, which is nothing but our existing column name, as first name. I'm changing it to this, and comma, then salary as monthly salary. And this all we are doing inside a table, which is nothing but our employees is the table name from employees. Now if I execute this, see, it changes the first underscore name to first name and salary to monthly salary. And in output, you can only see those two columns. Understood? Up till now, I think everything is clear. If it is, give me a thumbs up. Okay, if up till everything is clear, let's also see one more query, and then we will take a short break of 5 to 10 minutes, and in that break I will be solving the issues those are doing it live. Got it. Okay. Okay, you got it. That's wonderful. The issue was he was trying to execute one command at one time by using execute command under the keyboard cursor. Means here there is a thunder sign out of which he was clicking on something other one. Okay, no worries. So let's see the other query. Okay, you want that query? Just a second. Let me share it. Okay, this is YouTube live chat comes with very small, what we can say, character limit in chat. So I'm unable to paste the entire thing in one go. So I will be doing it in n numbers of time up till the whole query. Okay, it took three chats to go. Okay, let's jump on to the next query, which is nothing but if in our case it's 8 data only, but in real world it will be millions and millions of data. For example, 50 millions, 100 million, 200 millions of data. So if you're only interested in the distinct value, which is nothing but a unique value, how to get it? So there is a keyword nothing but there is a command only, and we have unique value in employee ID. Yes, but I don't want to do it on an employee ID because we already have a unique value 1 2 3 4 5 6. What's for example EMP001. I want to have the distinct department. I want to see how many departments overall I have. For example, if there are 6 departments, but in those 6 departments, there are 10 lakh, 1 million people are working. Okay. So you want to know what is the distinct departments. So this is the query. Let me execute it. This is the query, select distinct and department from employees, and let's execute it, and it will just sum out of that 10 millions data. It will sum and bring the distinct department. So we have 4 departments: sales, marketing, IT, and finance. I know it is not visible on the screen, but I'm not sure how to zoom in the software, or else zooming in is possible or not in the software. I'm not sure that. I will do it in offline if it is there, and then from next live I will be just having that zoomed output. Okay. Yeah, I can also share the queries in the Discord, but I'm not sure people those who are watching me live already joined the Discord or not. Okay. So up till now it is clear what this thing does. This brings the unique value. For example, out of 10 lakh people, 2 lakh will be in sales, 1.5 in marketing, 3.5 in IT, the remaining will be in finance. So if you're working on Excel in spreadsheet, it is very difficult to get the distinct department. But with simple one line of query in SQL, it is very much easy. Okay, so let's pause over here. Let's pause over here, and if anyone facing any problem, any issue, just let me know in the live chat, and if you're comfortable in Discord also. And of course, let me provide the other things over here. So I am providing all the queries which I have executed just now in the live chat one by one. And let's take 5 minutes break, and we will be back at 9:10, and then we will be continuing the remaining 2 topics, which is filtering and where, and the next is sorting and limiting. So you will say this is 4, but okay, I'm considering it as 2 topic only. Okay, I will be back at 9:10. Okay, we are back. I've shared everything, each and every query in the live chat. So, uh, any error, anything up till now? Now let's take few minutes and let's solve it. If not, if everything is fine, give me a thumbs up and let's jump on to the next topic. So we have done this with inserting a sample data. We have done this. We have inserted all this 8 data into a table. And of course, now you can see the EMP ID, first name, last name, department, salary, and hiring date, everything here. And of course, as per this only, we have this data all aligned. Okay. So let's move on to the next part, which is the select statement. So just now we have saw this. The second we have saw this. Third, we have saw this, and this is nothing but the selecting and renaming our column. First selecting that column, then only you can rename it. Of course, this thing it like an Excel, unless and until you click on that particular cell, the column name, it is inside a cell, you can't rename it. It's the same in a query in SQL also. So first thing first, we need to select that column with its name, of course, and then we can rename it. So whatever you want to do in MySQL, first thing first, you need to select it. That's why in each and every query you will see select, select, select. That's why I've said the select command you will be using hundreds of time. Okay, and the last, which nothing but select distinct department for employees. Okay, up till now everything is clear. I can see the thumbs up in the chat. Let's wait for few more seconds and then we will be jumping onto the actual core skills. Up till now it is very basic, very bare minimum we have done in SQL. So creating a DB, creating a table, and then inserting the value and just selecting that complete table values from star and all things. From here, that this is actual on a job you will be doing, filtering with wheres. So filtering starts now, because on job nobody will ask you about the entire table, nobody will ask you the distinct department. They will ask you something like that in IT department, uh, give me those employees whose salary is more than 60,000. This type of queries will be asked in interview also, and of course this type of query will be you will be executing on job. Okay, so let's jump on to this part, and here this is all required to use where in place. This all required means operators are required, and what are operators is nothing but equals to, greater than equals to, less than equals to, and or. And I think this operators have covered everything in detail in Python bootcamp, so I'm not repeating it again over here. Simply just understand this are operators, which is equals to, exclamation is not equals to, greater than, I think you already know and aware of what is greater than in mathematics, less than, and greater than equals to, and less than equals to. Okay, and or is the logical operators, which is and gate and nor gate if you are good at gates. If not, just understand it. If both the conditions are true, then only the result will be true. If either of the one will be true, then it is OR gate. Okay, so let's jump on to Workbench and then see and execute this all. Okay, okay. So here from now we are starting the real world things for the specific row, specific this, I want specific that, I want this, that. So let me start with a very simple one, uh, which is I'm only interested in the employees of the sales department. If this is type of query you need to execute, it's very simple. First thing first, always remember you need to select your table first. So select star from table, because we don't know how many employees are from sales department. So first thing first, you need to select everything inside that table. Once you select everything, there we will apply a filtering which is nothing but we will use where. In SQL, the filtering command is where. And let me just paste this, and also in the live chat I will give you the query. And if you just go through line 1 and 2 in English format, select everything from employees where department equals to, which is nothing but in English is sales. Okay, so we are saying select everything from employees, and I'm filtering where department is equals to sales, means sales. And let's execute this. And now if you see, we have three ID1, ID4 and ID8, which is nothing but Arav, Sneha and Isha, and their salary and their hiding date, and all the departments is from sales. Okay, this is clear. So next move on to the next query, and the question is nothing but employees earning then more than 50,000. So we are interested to get the employees who are earning more than 50,000, but there is a catch. I'm only interested in their salary and their first name. Understood? So let's get the employees whose salary is more than 50,000, and we are only interested in their first name and salary. So here we get everything. Select star from employees, we get everything, their employee ID, name, last name, department, salary and hiring date. But I'm not interested in all those data. I'm only interested in their first name and salary, and their salary should be more than 50,000. So how this query should look like, which is nothing but we need to select with the help of column name. We won't be selecting everything. We will be selecting column name, means select first name, comma, salary from employees. Okay, let's paste this and select. This is the first column name I'm interested, means we are interested in the employee first name. So column name is first underscore name, and the second is salary from employees. Of course, this is our table name, and the condition is where salary should be greater than 50,000. Okay, and now if I execute this, you will see only two columns, first name and salary, and we have four datas, which is nothing but Priya, Rohan, Karan, Vikram, and their salary is 52,000, 65,000, 71, and 60,000. All four are more than 50,000. Why I'm reading it out loud, I'm not sure is this visible to you all on the screen. That's why. Okay, up till now everything is clear. Are we on the same page? Those are doing it live with me, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Okay, so next move on to the next question, and this is how the SQL you will be learning SQL. The question, the answer, the question and the answer. Okay, and I will be turned off my camera because here is the output. If something went wrong in the output section, we can go through the errors. Okay, here if you saw the last two queries, also I've just provided you in the live chat. There you can see the first was select star from employees where department equals to sales. Yes, and very good, Saurav, you have catched up with us. It's very good. Why? It's very good that you're growing live only. This is live and performing each and every query and learning SQL at the same time and performing at your end. It's nothing like classes. We take classes for doing a certain course. There in the site of classes, we are the batch of 25 or 30 students, and we are learning with them. And then sirs or teachers whatsoever, those who are teaching you are performing onto their system, and then you are performing in your system. This YouTube live is something like that only. So you caught up with us. It's very good. Okay, so the first was department equals to sales, and the second was we are interested in the salary, those who have salary more than 50,000. But what if there is any query or any question which should combine more than one condition. This is a condition where salary is greater than 50,000 is condition, where department equals to sale is the another condition. So let's create a question which is nothing but I am interested in the employees whose department is IT and their salary is more than 60,000. So here, understand the question first. This is important. I've seen many beginners just they try to start coding select because they know select star from employees is the basic thing. They start with this command only. They start querying this select star from, and then they think and think and think and keep on thinking only. When they are stuck because they never heard the question properly. The question is the person or I are interested. I'm interested in to get the values whose department is ID and salary is more than 60,000. I'm interested in those employees whose department is IT and salary is 60,000. This is important. I've used and. So how we can combine two condition with the help of and logical operators. Okay, let's see the query, and it is very easy now if you understand the question very well. See, select star for employees. I am selecting everything because there is no condition that I want a certain column name only, means the first name or last name or anything. So there is no certain condition. There was no certain condition. So we by default need to select everything. And there the condition was department should be IT at the same time salary should be greater than 60,000. So both the conditions should be satisfied, and that's why I need to use and over here because I need to understand the question. The question was that employee should be from IT department and his or her salary should be more than 60,000. So let's execute this and see. Yes, perfect. Sort of. Okay, so we can see there are only two employees, Rohan Gupta and Karan Mehta. They both are from IT department and their salary is more than 65,000. Rohan's salary is 65 and Karan's salary is 71,000. Okay, so see, this query is very basic. It's very easy compared in front of Python and other programming language. But what makes SQL difficult is nothing but the question which is framed in front of you, and you don't understand the question, and then you start just direct typing the queries and other things. Okay. Okay, let's have the other condition because I need to demonstrate or also. Here I've used and. Okay, so let's see the other logical operator which is or, and let me frame one question which is nothing but I'm interested in the employees who are either from sales department or from finance department. Understood? I'm interested in the employees whose department are sales or finance. So I think you all got it. It's very easy. First line will be the same, only the second line will be the changed. See, this is the query. Select star from employees. We need to select everything, and where department equals to sales or department equals to finance. And if I execute this, if either of the one is true, it will return it. Okay, let's execute this, and you can see it is returning everything. Now I want you all to explain this. If your thinking was it should return only sales or only finance, but it returns all the sales and all the finance over here. Okay, so what is this? How or condition worked? I will be taking few seconds pause for you all to answer this. Okay, I can see if any one condition is true, it will execute. Of course, yes, Saurav is absolutely, you are right. 100%. So or condition means or logical operators will only work with conditions, nothing else. It only works with condition, nothing else. So if either of the condition is true, as Saurav said it will execute the entire thing, not just it will bring us the sale or finance. That is not the query we have written. We have written that check the department there, if there is a sales in the department or if there is a finance in the department, bring everything. But either of the one is true, it will bring everything. If you change this to and, then it will make sure that department is equals to sale, and that time only department also should equals to finance. So this is a homework for you. Change this or to and try to execute it and see what happens. Okay, change this or to and see what happens. Are you getting an output or it's generating an error? Okay, it's an homework from my side for to you all. Okay, let's take in real world example that what we have learned in this filtering, because this is important. This is exactly what a data analyst does 20 times a day. Show me all customer from Mumbai who spent more than 5,000 last month. Same logic, just bigger table. Understood? This is an example. Mumbai is a city in Maharashtra in India, or else I can take the other example also. I know my viewers are uh, from US and from South Africa, from Australia. So for them, understand this. Show me all the customer from uh, New Jersey or New York who have spent more than $10,000 last month. Okay. So if this is clear, let's jump on to the next part, which is nothing but sorting and limiting. Servicing and will not work because one employee cannot be in two departments at the same time, of course. So Saurav is already here, solved this for you all in the live chat, and he's very smart. I think he can be a good data analyst, or if you know there is a role known as database engineer, because I can see Saurav can understand the logic, the query very well. So what does it says that I have said that just change this or to and he says this will not work. It will, because one employee cannot be in two different departments. Of course, if I change this to and, then this complete query means department equals to sale at the same time, means that particular employee is in sale, and of course at the same time he or she is in finance also, and this is not possible when one employee cannot be in two departments at the same time. Someone is asking in the chat, if there are millions of rows, does the database also need a break? Okay, this was needed. Joke was needed. Of course not. This is how our system, the software, and all the real world system doesn't need rest. It's us, the human, who need rest. And why I take this short break is because you all too understand the concept, and if you all are facing something, you can ask me in the live chat or Discord. That's why I take this 5 minutes break, or else I don't require a break. I can just go on and on. I can finish the complete sequel in, I think, 6 hours. The complete sequel from beginner to advanced with a capstone project. If I got a 6 hour, if I need to do a 6 hour live, I can complete it. But that is not possible, I know, and nobody wants to learn 6 hours constantly back to back. Okay, but good joke, good joke. Yeah, I like that. Okay, sorting and limiting. Let's start with that. Okay, I think everyone is good. Everyone is understanding what is going on. Okay. So next topic is nothing but sorting and limiting. In DBMS, it is not true, but in real scenario, one person works into one department getting salary of one. Okay, I can consider this as joke. I don't want to comment anything on it, but yeah, if you are reading the live chat, you also can laugh a bit. Uh, because if you are the part of a system, you cannot speak anything on this type of things. Okay, the topic is sorting and limiting, which is nothing but ordered by and limit. Okay, so what is ordered by? What is ordered by? Let me just directly show you the query, then execute it, and then you tell me what is ordered by. Or else I will explain it to you all. Okay, so let me jump onto the workbench and let me remove this everything, and let me just execute. Simply I will execute this and then I will be explaining this to you all, what is the query is all about. Okay, I've executed this and we have got the first name and the salary. So first line, I think it is self-explanatory. We are selecting the column name, which is first name. The second is the salary, and this two are the column of the part of our table employees. So this is self-explanatory. The second one is the nothing but ordered by salary DESC, which is nothing but descending, ascending, descending, simple. So what I am saying is ordered by is nothing but sort. Ordered by is nothing but to sort. I am saying sort first name and salary. I need first name and salary, but sort this two column name on the basis of salary in descending, means highest to lowest. Salary descending means highest to lowest. So if you see, the first salary of Karan is 71,000, then 65,000, Rohan, then Vikram 60,000, then Priya 52, 50, 48%, 45, and so on. It's only 8 data only, but if there are millions of data, this is what the query will look like. And why it is important? If someone asks you, I want to know the top 5 employees in our organization who has maximum salary. See, what is the query, but what my question is. Somebody can ask you, give me the top 5 highest paying employees. So you can do this, only 2 lines of code and their first name and salary. You will get that first 5. Okay. Okay. I think this is very easy and you all got it. So now let's combine the sorting, like how we have combined the two different conditions like department, and we have already just combined with salary. The same thing we will do it. We have seen the salary part over here. Let's combine this with department, and also I will combine with ascending and descending. df dot head. Yeah, in pandas it is df dot head, but here it is. So if you're comfortable in panda, you can do it there, df dot head. I think you all are enjoying the session. That's why the small jokes are coming over here. No worries, that's good. You should enjoy and learn the things, not burden up the things. Okay, so next is nothing but I'm selecting everything from our table and ordered by, which is nothing but I'm sorting department in ascending order but salary in descending order. Understood? Department in ascending and salary in, sir, I understood the salary part, descending is the highest to lowest, but how this department in ascending will work? Let's see. I know the answer, but let's see. You will also get it by seeing the output. Okay, so we got everything, and here we need to only concentrate upon the salary and department because that's what our ordered by the sorting is on. So here let's first check the salary. Is it sorted? Is it sorted? I can see 60,000 first, then 71, 65, 52, 50, 48, 47, 45. Sir, it is sorted from second. It is sorted from second, but first one is something I'm not understanding. Yes, because department we have sorted it with the ascending. So how department will be sorted? It is in letters, not numbers. Letters. It is in letters. Letters means something but strings, characters. So it's A, B, C, D up till Z. So what comes first? F come first or I come first? F come first, then I come, then M, then S. Is it in this way? For you to understand, yes, it is in this way, but in programming world, it is on based on ASCII code. So the ASCII code of F is smaller than of ASCII code of I. and of course the ASCII code of I is smaller than M, and so on. But for us, it's in the alphabetical order. F is smaller, I comes after F and M. But in real world, it is due to ASCII code. What is ASCII code? Just Google it up. That is something different. I don't want to explain it. ASCII code is nothing but, in short, if I want to explain you in brief, which is there is numbers representation of each and every letters. Okay, because computer only understand numbers. Done. This is clear. Give me a thumbs up, then I can move on to the next part. Okay, if you want to, if you okay, there should be one doubt. The doubt should be, sir, if I don't provide any of the ascending or descending, if I remove this, let me just remove this part, and also let me remove this part. Now what is the default sorting? What is the default sorting method over here? Let me execute and you all see it. If I execute this, you can see 45,000 is first and 71,000 is the last. So this is the salary sorted in ascending order. So default ordered by is always in ascending order. Understood this? Default one is always ascending. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I know Saurav already knows SQL. Saurav, you already know SQL, yes or no in the chat? And the other guy also, I'm not sure with the name, but he is joking around. But I think he is also very good at SQL. And this will be interesting if you answer me yes, because I am that type of person. If you say me yes, this is very basic. Once we progress in the SQL life, then I will be having a very complex question throwing to you all, and then let's see how good you all in SQL. Hello, sir. Now for complex subquery. Okay, Sandy. Yeah, I think you are also now good at SQL. Then, if you are asking for a subqueries. Okay, let's jump on to the next thing. Next thing is nothing but, see here I have only 8 datas only, and of course you also. But in real world we will have more than uh, millions of data. But remember that question. I'm interested in the employees who are highly paid. Your manager comes and you are a data analyst and he wants you from SQL. With the help of SQL, I don't want you to perform a panda and anything else or create a dashboard in Power BI. I don't have that much time. Come on, you just tell me right away, right now, by executing 1 or 2 or 3 lines of query. Tell me who are the employees which are highest paid in our organization. So how you can do it? How you can do it? See, if you execute everything, every employee millions of data will be there on the screen. Okay, so let's see that code. So first thing first, this is, we are interested in their name and salary, of course. The second is, we have already seen this, we need to sort by their salary descending, so that's why the first one will be the highest salary. Hi, there is someone in the chat, Sandy in the chat. Hi. Now for complex SPN subqueries, other new SQL feature are preferred. How know, how to know and prioritize as per work. Okay. First thing first, rate yourself out of 10. How good you are at SQL. Then I can answer this. If you're rating yourself 2 or 3 or 5, then you need to go and understand the complete SQL. I'm not talking about the basic one. If you're rating yourself 4 out of 10 or 5 out of 10, then you need to go to the advanced SQL first. Once that is done, then I think you yourself can answer this queries. But I will answer it. I will answer it. First, you rate yourself. Sandy in the chat, I'm waiting for your reply. It's no worries if you are beginner, you can rate yourself as 1. If you're good, you can rate yourself as 4. It's no worries in that. Okay, meantime you are just rating your SQL knowledge. I will answer your question. First thing first, it's a great question. And this is where actually not just Sandy, but you all those who are watching this video on live or offline need to understand the real world SQL experience. Not just learning more features. See, basic learning we are doing over here. Up till advanced, I will be teaching you. After that, there are, of course, it is a software and many software updates are there. For example, new things, new functions will be added. So it is required that we go and learn it directly. My answer is no. Don't prioritize a new feature, a new function added to the any software just because it's new. Prioritize based on the problem you are trying to solve. For example, if you are trying to solve one problem and there something new comes in SQL and you are writing 10 lines of queries and that new thing can solve your problem in 2 lines, then go and learn it. But if it is not solving your current problem you are dealing with, then you don't need to learn that. Okay, it's not required unless and until that function, that feature is required into your current project or your current organization or company you're working with. Understood? I hope I answer your question, Sandy. Okay, back to the query we are doing. Let me just repeat it. We are trying to find the top highest paid employees and I am interested in top 3. So we have already seen how to remove the first name and salary of the highest paying employees from highest paying for to lowest. Okay, with the help of sort by salary in descending. You're welcome, Sandy. But how I can only get, if I execute this, we get all the 8, but we are interested in top 3 only. So there is a command known as, okay, let me undo this. There is a command known as limit. So limit equals to 3. Now if I execute this, you will see only 3 highest paid employees of the company. Done. This is very simple, very clear. So this two we already saw, this 2 line. The only thing I've added is the limit part to it, because out of millions and millions you will get, if you have 10 lakhs of data, you will get all the 10 lakhs of employees data in descending order from highest to lowest salary. But the manager is only interested, or the stakeholders are only interested in top 3. So this is how you do it. It's very simple. See, SQL is very simple. It's not that hard. And in this way, I am making the data structure and algorithm videos offline, and soon I will be releasing them one by one. There is 35 videos altogether. In this way only I have taught DSA, and that is also very simple. Okay, up till now everything is clear. What is limit? Limit restrict the number of rows returned, and it is critical when working with the huge real world data. Okay, so it has limited the rows 1, 2, 3, only 3 rows because we have given it 3. Okay, up till now it is clear. Okay, so now let's do a quick recap what we have learned today. So we have learned database, how to create DB, how to select that DB. Then we have created our table, rows and columns. Understood? And with the help of select, we choose columns. For all the columns, use star. For selective column, use column names. Then we have seen the filters, where, and filters is nothing but the conditions. And then we have saw ordered by, which is nothing but sort result. And the last thing we have seen, the limit, which is nothing but restrict the row count. Understood? This is, you have already covered 25% of an SQL interview. In SQL interview, in round one, they will ask you queries which will be related with all this only: select, where, order by, limit. So you have already covered 25% if you're doing it with me and you have understood this. Saurav is saying I really need the DSA playlist with your explanation. What if I need to ask problem in DSA? You can ask me in Discord, no worries. But again, once you go through my all that video and then you ask it, maybe after going through my video, you don't need to ask me. Um, because I'm doing it at offline, so and there is a 35 videos to create, and of course I need to think the real world example also. So that's why it is taking time. Because from morning to evening I'm job, and right away after coming from job I just have a cup of coffee and then I sit for live, and this live will end up at 10:30, 11. So it is very difficult for me to record those video also. That's again, the time management is also important for me. Again, I need to go office tomorrow. So that's why. Okay, up till now, if everything is clear, recap what we have learned today. If you understood this, I am giving you an homework. And this is important. This is easy. I think you all can do it right away in few minutes. But if not, you can do it offline. Okay. The homework is before session 2, which is nothing but on Sunday 11 a.m. morning. So add 5 employees to the table using insert. Okay. And of course, let me, which is scarier, a slow database or a wrong SQL query? Of course, a wrong SQL query is much more scarier compared to slow database. Oh, I just want to know your name. You're asking me. Okay, yeah, I have updated this. And having work-life balance is also important. Yes, it is important, but uh, you already know I'm on a mission to make you market-ready software engineer, and I will be on my words, and I will be completing that mission. Hi, please continue with your DA playlist as DA is updating into analytical engineer. Of course, and yes, and I will be completing this. Once I complete this, then I will be jumping onto the data science. And that 35 videos I will be uploading offline, and then I will be pinging you all in the Discord. So you will be aware that, and how I'm planning it to upload it 3 video at a time. Okay. So let's first understand the homework, and then we can have the Q&A sessions and other things. Okay. So first thing first, add 5 more employees to the table using insert. Yes, we have 8. You can add 5 more, 10 more if you're comfortable up till that number. The second is write a query to find all employees hired after this date. Okay, and you can change the date. I'm saying it 2026, but make sure you add the employees hiring date from this year Jan up till August, and then just check. Let me just update the date itself for you all, and check for the employees who have been hired from 1st Jan. So write a query to find all the hired employees after 1st Jan 2026. Okay. The third one is nothing but write a query to show the lowest paid employees. This is very easy. I just now did it. We have did it for highest. You need to do it for lowest. That's one word change. And the last is nothing but comment your queries below, and I will review a few of them. If I think Sandy and the other guy, and of course Saurav, and I don't know the other guy name. It's 1 minute something. Uh, you all 3 and 4 are very smart, so you are doing it with me. So you can do it here. So that's why that 4 is for you all. If not, you can do it offline. Okay. Sandy is saying when after knowing SQL, we need to focus optimization and order of query for projects. Okay. So are you saying this for a SQL project or some other project? That is because the question is important. See, if you're asking for the SQL project itself, I can answer it right away. Uh, yes, I can say don't wait until you master every SQL feature. Okay. For project, I can suggest that SQL fundamentals, like we have learned it, like select, where, and in future in next live we will be going to learn group by, join, that is subquery, CTs, Windows function. So you can start performing this onto your project and start building the projects also. Like for example, go onto the internet and find a real world business problem and think of it, that is it possible to solve with the SQL or not, with the fundamental functions I know, like select, where, group, I already name it. Okay, understood this basic optimization of index, avoiding unnecessary column, filtering early. I think you all know now, if you are gone through my data analysis, what is needs to be filtered, duplicates value need to be removed, any arbitrary value need to remove. This all we can do in SQL also. Okay, and once we start, I will be start going from basic to advanced, then you will be all learning all those stuffs, other stuffs and complex stuffs. Okay, this was the homework. This was the homework, and in next life, uh, we will be learning group by and aggregate functions. Okay, and great work, all of you today, because I have seen you all were amazing today night, and you have just performed all the queries with me in this live, and that is uh, appreciable from my side, because you all are not expert in the SQL. You are learning with me, and you are doing it very well. If this is the pace you are learning, in no time, if you want to be a data analyst or data science or ML engineer, you will be one in no time. Okay. uh, okay, YouTube live has changed your for data analyst or data engineer. Yes, yes. Yes, of course. So for that only, I think I've answered your question. Start with the basic things like finding the duplicate values, removing the duplicate values, or whatever you want. Try just select, where, group by, and the next we will be seeing the aggregations and other things. So after three lives, just wait for three lives, up till three lives. After three lives, you can start performing the basic data cleaning from your part. Okay, Saurav has one very good thing in the live chat. He's saying, my teacher told me that Python, SQL, Power BI, Excel is sufficient for fresher role. Yes, of course it is sufficient, but are we investing our time and efforts to be just at a fresher role? Mine is to always learn one level above. If I'm applying for level 2, I will be gathering my knowledge as level 3. That for, by doing this, if I get into an organization, I will outperform the level 2 engineers. I will outperform them, and my promotion and everything's will be much more sooner compared to them. Okay, so always make sure you learn in this way, that your position you are applying and you have the knowledge one level above. This is how you need to learn anything. Okay, if I take a cooking example, if you want to learn how to make a vegetable stew, in Indian language, it's a sabji or bhaji. Yes. So just don't learn creating vegetables. Just also learn to create a rice or breads with it. Okay. One step extra. Always give any organization a one thing extra you are bringing to the table. In doing this way, you will be hired as whatever role you are applying for, because everyone is bringing the same thing on the table. What's difference is in between them and you? Of course not, but from best of my knowledge, Saurav is saying AI is integrating in data and is also making it hard to get into the high roles. See, directly you can't go to the high roles. What I'm saying is, you ultimately, if you're a fresher, you will be getting an intern or a level 1 engineer job. I'm saying The promotion times, I've seen some of my friends still now also, they are on lower level only. Why? Because their promotions is not done. In some of the organization, it promotion is based on the performance. If you're not performing very well, why you are not performing very well as being a software engineer? Because you don't know the concept. Why you don't know the concept? At time of running, you just understood the basic things and you jump onto applying the job and you got the job and now you're struggling there. Why to do this? You struggle before, you learn at least 70% of the things and then you apply and then you place yourself, and within a year you outperform everyone and you will get a promotion. So every promotion, your title, your salary should be in every year or every 2 year. So soon enough you will be a senior engineer or a lead in your organization. You directly can't apply to the senior position. Of course there is a certain years of experience to be the senior engineer in organization. So that's what I meant, Saurabh. So why does SQL look easy until the query actually starts? So SQL is very easy. It's never hard. It was never hard. The only hard part is SQL is to understand the question or to understand the uh, query that people are asking us. For example, if I give you a pen and paper without a workbench or computer and I ask you write a simple query, so you will just stuck at select star, and this is very beginner mistake. Why? Because you all forget why where is being used, why group by is being used, why limit is being used. Just remember this. If you want to apply or create any condition in SQL, where WHERE is being used, group by is used for what, limit is used for what, understand this. Ordered by is used for what? If you want to sort your data, use ordered by. If you're clear with the functions or the command in the SQL is the easiest language anyone can learn. SQL and Python, these two are the easiest one. I know this would sound cliche, AI and LLM integration easily gen complex SQL, yet SQL needs to know. Okay. Uh, to answer this, Sandy, and then let me think of. Okay. Yes, I agree with this. Absolutely, I agree with this. SQL is still necessary even when AI LLMs can generate complex SQLs. Okay, let's understand this. That's what I was thinking. The key difference I was thinking, and AI can generate SQL, and you need SQL knowledge to judge whether the SQL is correct or not. See, AI can generate anything, but AI won't replace you. Understand this. I don't have any fear that AI will replace me. I am the one who is creating AI. How he can replace me? Nobody can replace. You can replace your parents? No. Our parents can replace their parents? No. Because nobody can replace ultimately those who are creating them. Of course, in software, if you are saying I am not creating AI, of course AI won't replace you. AI is just an assistant for us. It won't replace your job. First thing first. And second, for data analyst, you should understand the database schema and relation between that. So we will be seeing the RDBMS going in further life. And then you need to write and also understand what is join in group. And that's why I told you just watch my 3 to 4 live, and ultimately you will all be understanding these questions, that subqueries and window functions and everything. And now verify whether AI generated the correct business logic. So let's take an example and then give AI to solve it, and you also solve it on your own. From net, just pick 3 or 4 questions and just give it to AI and you also solve it, and then compare whose solution is better. And of course, if you know SQL, you can just seeing the query of the AI query which is generated by AI. Of course, you can just seeing it and you can say this is not correct, this is incorrect, this is correct, because AI has used join or it has duplicate rows. Okay, it applied the wrong filters, aggregation mistakes AI has done. Okay, but humans, there is very least possible way that human will generate an error. Why? If you know Python and I said just create an calculator, you will create a calculator and bring it to me. Why? If there is an error, you will just run that code again and again and fix all those errors. What AI will do, it will generate code once, and then you need to copy paste it into your XYZ terminal. Then you need to execute, and then you need to fix the error. And I'm sure if you all are using AI, what you all do, you generate a code, you just paste it in the terminal and then execute it. Then you get a red error. Then you again copy that error, paste it to the AI, and then you ask him only to fix it. In this way, you are just a prompt engineer. You are just copy pasting the things. You are not a developer. Please also tell us at last how to design the architecture of database for ERP system. Of course, we will be doing a capstone project. Yes. So at that time, you all be learning this all architecture and database and everything. Don't worry about this, Saurav. Don't worry about this. Because how my teaching way is, we will go slow. We will learn everything inside out, but that will be a 100% sure with a stamp. Why? Because I don't need to reiterate or revisit this topic. If I understood today's topic, how to create the DB, what is select and what is other things, I don't need to come again. So that is logged in my mind. I can move on. That's why I don't want to speed up everything. I am going very slow. Or else, if you go in any of the classes, or if you get a paid subscription for to learn the data analyst, they will wind this up in a week or 10 days, and they will say you are a data analyst in 10 days, which is not possible. And they will give you a certification and everything, which is very wrong. It is not possible to be a data analyst in 10 days. And I've seen this. Some people promise this in a month. You will be a data analyst in a month. This is all not possible. Of course, they are fooling you off. Okay. And coming back to the Sandy's question again. So I think I've almost covered that. But if you want an example, let me say, for example, you can ask AI, give me attrition rate by department. And I think it will generate a perfectly valid SQL syntax. But my question is, does it calculate attrition correctly according to your company's definition? That's where SQL and business understanding matters. Because if you don't know what is attrition, if you don't know the calculation of attrition, in our case, in my previous life, our attrition was, I think, 44 out of 200. 44 people has left the organization. 44 was the attrition. So it will give you the syntax correctly. But can that AI validate that calculated attrition from AI, from its code, is correct or not? It's not possible. There is a requirement of human for this all things. Okay. Understood? Okay. Anything else? Because we are on a Q&A session. Anything you can ask me. Okay. Also, let try to. I just turned off my. Any queries, any Q&A, anything regarding today's topic or anything else, you can ask me. Because today we have a time, so we can discuss this all. Okay, so let me turn on my face. Okay, so nothing, then we are good, and let's meet on the next session, which is Sunday 11 a.m., and that will be also an interesting session. So hope you all learn many things out of this session and understanding is much more important. Okay, so I'm on a mission to make you market ready data analyst, and now as well as SQL engineer, because we are learning SQL and code with precision, ship with vision. Subscribe now and join the mission. I will see you in the next live, which is on Sunday 11 a.m. this Sunday. Take care. God bless you.